Chris, how excited are you?
I'm super excited.
Trish, how excited?
I am so stoked.
Oh, Brandon's going to be the most excited. Brandon, how excited are you?
5 times more excited than anybody else.
How excited are you for the Dustin Runyon?
Super excited.
I didn't even say show. The Dustin Runyon show. How excited are you for the Dustin Runyon show?
I'm so excited.
How excited is this awesome, retro AZ painting for the show?
So excited.
Yes, you are. How excited is everyone out here for the Dustin Runyon show? Oh, I'm the most excited. Let's roll. What's up, guys? Dustin Runyon here with the Dustin Runyon show. I gotta be honest, I don't really know what this show is going to be, but I'm excited to be here with you guys. I do know that. About a month ago, I knew I wanted to do something like this, so I just threw a post out on Facebook saying I was going to do a show for accountability purposes, so here we are. I run a real estate team here in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, the Dustin Runyon team. I also have a coaching and consulting company as well. What I want to share with you is hopefully provide some value for you on these shows. We're going to be talking about real estate, community, and my favorite, which is mindset and psychology of human behavior. So I want to get started today. I wanted to talk to you about something that I'm massively, massively passionate about, and that's energy. What I've realized in running different companies and whatnot is that if we're going to get something that we don't have, or if we're going to achieve something, or if we're going to step up and step out, we're going to have to deliver some levels of consistent energy towards what it is that we want. Now, what is energy and what makes it up, right? And so today I want to talk to you about one key piece of energy, and that's going to create good and positive energy. Because here's another thing. When you have good, big, positive energy, your problems seem super small. And see, when we're really, really low energy and lethargic and we're drained, our problems, even though small, can feel very, very big. And so one of the key elements to positive energy is focus, okay? And right off the bat, what I want to do is I want to give you the strategy for a painful energy, okay? And that's written right up here on the board. There's actually 4 main questions, right? And the strategy for pain is the first one. You're going to need to go ahead and start focusing on the things you can't control. Second thing, focus on things you don't have. Third thing, I'm going to need you to focus on your past. And fourth thing, expectations. So these are the 4 key things that you're going to need to focus on if you want terrible energy, right? Now, I say that because I want you to answer these next 3 questions as well. What do you tend to focus on, what you can or you can't control? Second thing, do you tend to focus on what you do have or what you don't have? Third thing, do you tend to focus on the past, the present, or the future? And fourth thing, do you tend to focus on your behaviors or the expectations, what's outside of ourselves? And after you answer those questions, here's what I really want to do for you, and here's what I want to give to you. And it's what's helped me. It's what's allowed me to not live this incredibly stressful life or build companies at the expense of my emotional health. And that's to take control over my focus. Okay? And I'm going to give you some questions that you can ask yourself that's going to let you know, hey, are you focused on what you can or you can't control? Are we focused on where we're headed and not where we've been? Okay? So, with that being said, we want to focus on the things that we can control. Here's the thing, we have an illusion that we can control all of these things around us that we just can't. We can influence things, but I would say over 95 to 98% of the things that are happening around us, we cannot control. And when we're focused on those things that we can't control, we remain powerless. And so what we have to do is take responsibility for those things that we can control. I think about I helped run an organization where we took it from under 100 million in sales to over $500 million in sales. And one of my favorite things to say, and you can ask the people that I used to work with, was I don't care. And the reason why those were the 3 things that I said so often is because people will try to get you to focus on things you can't control. And when they do that, what happens is energy levels are going to decrease. Period. End of story. So my big thing was just, I don't care. And the reason why it's not like this apathetic thing, it's just something that I don't care because I can't control it. Okay? Here's some things that you can ask yourself in the midst of a situation where you either you feel as if you're out of control, or if you need to focus back to what it is you can control. And I'm going to give you 4 key questions. What in this situation am I focusing on that I cannot control? What positive action can I take while focusing on what I can control? What can you control in this situation? And write a list. And last but not least, what can't you control in this situation? And write a list. Just real quick, you can't control results. You can't control outcomes. You can only control your behavior. Second thing, what you do or you don't have. This is you see this in business a lot. Great leaders focus on what they do have, and they're resourceful with what they do have. In life, happy people, or people that are filled with joy and high energy, tend to focus more on what they have than what they don't have. And that's a simple thing called gratitude, right? So what do you tend to focus on? What you do or what you don't have? And if you're low energy, it's chances are you're focused on all the things that you don't have. And I'm like you, I'm not perfect, by the way, in any of this. I'm growing with you. And I know that there's some questions that I have to tend to ask myself. I need to call myself out. The way I do that is the same way you would call your dog out when it's peeing inside. You get a brand new puppy, the dog's peeing inside. You want to catch it in the middle of it doing its act. And we want to take it outside. And we don't just do that once, we do it until there's a new behavior. Like I said before, the best way to focus is through the use of questions. And so today, while I give you these questions, make sure and write these down. So with what you do or you don't have, question 1, if I had to be grateful for something, what would it be? This is that question that stops us in the moment and in the situation, stops us, and we want to break that habit of thinking that way, and we need to put ourselves outside with the dog. And so by asking this question, it's going to break it. Second thing that we can ask, with what I have, what positive action can I take? And third one, a lot of the times in these questions, we're going to ask that the answer is going to be, I don't know. And I don't know is like psychologically thrown in the towel. So another question that you have to ask yourself when you come to this dead end that you feel, this emotional dead end where you're just like, I don't know. Well, that's not true. So ask yourself this question, if you had to know. All right, third thing, you focus on the past, present, or future. I gave you what the strategy is for pain, for painful emotional states, for low energy states, for unmotivated states. And what I found is a lot of us tend to focus on the past. And what we need to, or if we're not focused on the past, we're focused on what we worry about in the future, what we don't want to happen in the future, right? We use our imagination in the wrong way. And so how do we focus more on the present moment, right? But we're not so focused on the past. The strategy for more energy is to be in the moment right now. And then also focus on what we're going to create in the future. Not what we're worried about, but what we're going to create. So I'm going to give you 3 questions that you can ask yourself that are going to help with this, okay? By the way, you can use this in business and in your relationships and any level of your life whatsoever. I don't really believe in this like work-life thing. I believe in just this life thing. And so 3 questions that you can ask. What can I learn from what has happened in the past, and how can I positively apply it to my life? Here's the thing, the past is just education. That's all it's good for, is education. Second thing, what could I do today that would make me proud of myself? And third thing, what can I create in the future that excites me? Right? We have to have a compelling future of what it is that we want. That way when we wake up in the morning, we're excited about what we're about to go do. Okay? And so we really, really, really want to make sure that these questions are the things that we're using to break the pattern. Last thing. This is one I'm super, super passionate about. And I forget who said this, but someone said happiness is reality minus expectations. And so do you tend to focus on your behavior, or do you tend to focus on the expectations that you have for everything that's happening around you? And here's just the truth, is expectations are going to ruin your life. Because even if people meet the expectations, or even if the results of what it is that you wanted or your expectations get met or even exceeded, what tends to happen is they then go, the expectations get risen. You ever notice, like, you're like, I just want this car. And you get that car, and once you get that car, you kind of want the next one. Or then you want the next one up from there. Or, you know, you go on a trip, and you always wanted to go on that trip. And it exceeds your expectations, and it was amazing. And now you have kind of higher expectations. See, we can't control what happens around us. Back to what we talked about before, which was the can and can't control. But if you have expectations for people, I promise you, you will get let down. And so where we want to change the focus is back to our standards, which is our behaviors. And here's some questions that are going to help you create that focus. So what you focus on, you're going to feel. 1, what is one thing I can do to raise my personal standards? 2, what could I appreciate in this moment? You're seeing how it's tying all back together, right? With what we covered in the beginning. 3, is the reason I am unhappy right now due to expecting? And 4th, what can I personally learn in this moment that I can positively apply to my life? See, focus is one of the key ingredients for energy. And what I found in just studying human beings and working in companies with hundreds of people and within the companies is the ones that are moving forward, the ones that are attacking life, the ones that are living fulfilled and not successful at the expense of everybody around them, their focus is on point. And if you can really hone this in, and if you can really get rocking on this, you're going to see some growth in your business and your life that feels fulfilling. That's not just like you're doing it at the expense of yourself. You're not going to push and beat down and pry down the door and kick doors down just to succeed. So, I challenge you. On these 4 key things, where is it that you could use a little bit of work? You know, for me, I'll be honest, in the past year, I've really been working on raising my standards and eliminating expectations. That's been huge for me. The 2 years before that, it was focusing on only the things that I can control. Once you do this, you have a freedom that only few will experience. It's an emotional freedom where you don't feel like you're a victim to the things going on around you, but you are the decider and the master of right now and of your future. Hey, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I want this show to be raw. I want this show to be whatever it is going to be. Any recommendations that you guys have or any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the comment section below. Also, as just kind of like a value to you as well, the real estate market, especially here in Lake Havasu, and I know in other areas around the country, it's shifting and changing a little bit, which isn't always bad. It can be very good, but what I do know is we need to be knowledgeable about what is happening. And so I know with your home, it's one of the most valuable assets that you have, or for most people, it's the most expensive investment that they have. And I want to offer you guys, right below here, there's going to be a link, or above, there's going to be a link where you can get a free home evaluation. We'll have one of our professionals do research on your property and give you what we believe your home is worth in today's market. Zillow it can be off anywhere from as far as 40%. I know the CEO's, when he sold his home, the estimate on Zillow was off 40%. So, want to do that as a value prop to you guys. Again, we're going to have episodes every single week. We're going to be launching them on Tuesday on the Dustin Runyon Real Estate Team page. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you have. Focus on the present moment. And raise your standards and remove expectations. Hope to see you next week. Thank you.